Oh, buddy, how you doing, Matt?
I'm doing awesome, Mike.
My opening is just all off. We just have such a good time together. Well, folks, again, my name is Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And as mentioned in our daily financial news, we have two experts that we are interviewing today. And the first episode, each of them is going to be what I call the real estate slowdown bingo. What do you think?
Nice. I'm ready. I'm ready to play bingo.
There you go. The whole idea behind this is I want people to realize that the real estate market is changing.
Yeah.
Unless you look at your market every day, you won't see the subtle changes.
Correct.
So what I've done is I've created 10 variables, right? And we're going to pull those up, and I'm just calling this bingo. And again, the whole idea is every market changes differently. Every market is hyper local. We always talk national, but it really comes down to you doing the work. And again, I actually added this to my free course because I want people to do it, right? I believe in do the work, daily discipline. So we're going to use you as an example for your market. So why don't you tell everybody where you are, and then we'll pull it up.
So we are in the New Hampshire market. We are in Dover, New Hampshire.
Okay.
Is the main area. Dover, Somersworth, Rollinsford, Seacoast.
Very cool. So I call it do work, right? 2 times 5 is 10. That's my mastery here. So again, we're just going to go through them left to right. So this again is your market. Yes. So have you seen new listings get less offers? There was a time where obviously everything was getting a bunch of offers. This may not be the first thing that changes, but we're going to track this, right? Some new listings are just staying on the market longer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So I actually had a off-market deal that came to me on Thursday. And we did one on-market deal, off-market deal came to me on Thursday. I actually gave full price offer and gave in on their other 2 concessions. The seller, in his ultimate hubris, said, no, I still want it to go on the market and I want to do showings this weekend.
Wow. And
they had 1 showing.
Oh, well, that goes to my next one. Open houses see a 50% drop in activity.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, definitely. So both of these.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Your market is definitely changing. All right.
Yes. See,
folks,
very
again,
much so.
Do the work.
And that was on a so that was on a 1 to 4 multifamily.
Sure.
So I think it's changed a little bit there. I've seen there were some things, some different outliers as far as some single family homes that hit the market that are already under contract. They came on Friday. My guess is open house on Saturday.
Sure.
Or there was an open house on Saturday. It was obviously well attended because it's under contract as of yesterday.
Yeah. Well, you only need 1. So
right. Correct. Correct.
All right. How about bidding wars? There was a time where bidding wars were everywhere. And I'm guessing that the best properties will start to cap out eventually at no more than 10%. Are you seeing that as well?
Yep, I am.
Oh, wow. Your market's really changing.
Yeah, I mean, this all shifted in literally the last 2 weeks.
People need to realize, do the work.
Yep. And there was a little bit of a throw up ride because of rates and everything last week as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How about days on market expanding? Might be a little too early if it's just changing, but
not that I've seen. So what has been staying true is the stuff on the market has been so the really heavily overpriced stuff.
Yep.
That when I saw it hit the market, I'm like, wow, that's overpriced.
Right.
That stuff is still sitting. I've actually seen up to stuff that's been on the market for up to 90 days.
Oh, wow.
But when they hit the market, the number was insane.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, okay, like that's all the stars aligning in our galaxy in the next 7.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like, nice try. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can ask anything you want.
That's and then again, folks, this is what I keep telling you. This is what happens at market transitions, right?
Yes.
Buyers and sellers are on different sides of this. And a seller thinks that their neighbor sold their house 4 months ago at some ridiculous price and had 17 offers. They think it's still that market. It's not that market.
Nope.
Across the country. So things are changing.
What I've seen in that regard on kind of those 1 to 4 multi or the 2 to 4 multis that I watch every single day religiously, because the single housing market, monitor that every single day anymore.
That's fine.
Because it got so crazy. It just got
So stupid.
It just got so dumb.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just like, I'm in this to, yes, I enjoy it and I love it, but I have to make money.
Yeah.
You know, the hobby has to pay for itself.
Yeah. I
So,
gotcha.
but yeah, to that end, days on market expanding by 50%. There are definitely some that have sit there. And what I was going to say is in that 60 to 90 days,
Yeah.
those properties that were extremely overpriced have now had 2 price reductions.
Oh, that's my next one.
Catching the falling knife.
Yeah, exactly. Price drops on junk asking retailers starting. That's clearly what we're talking about. Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
Dude, your market this is amazing, folks, when you do this. How about listings? Are listings growing weekly?
They are, but not aggressively. So normally we would have a market of probably between 50 and 70 multis, between, you know, two to 4 units. We probably have between 50 and 70 of them.
All right.
And I think right now we're running at 26, but with 7 of them under agreement.
All right. So we'll leave that one. I think
still slim.
Still slim. Okay.
Still slim pickings.
And then how about the spread between what I call junk and, you know, perfect properties or nice properties? Is that widening. Spread widening? Yeah, because that's, and folks, of all of these 10, that's the one that you need to watch as an investor, because that's where we make our money. We're not going to buy Boardwalk and Park Place and make it cash flow. But once the spread gets wide, things get interesting. Yep.
Totally agree with you. Yeah. The spread between nice and junk. So real quickly, so the person that I'm helping out with doing the 4-3-2-1, they're locked in on a 4 unit. I actually am going to close tomorrow. They were giving us a difficult time in negotiating that deal. And because I was negotiating a deal literally 10 houses down the same street, I said to them, you better be careful, because in 2 weeks, you're going to have a new comp and it's going to sink your valuation. And he said, what do you mean? I said, there's a 3 unit, 10 houses down that I'm buying in a distressed foreclosure for $130K.
Oof.
And you're at 315 on a 4 unit.
Yeah.
I'm going to obliterate your number. So you better take what we're offering.
Yeah,
exactly. And then there was one other one that sold that actually the pictures outside. So Kiss of Death, right, Mike? The outside they took pictures of looked great. The inside was a dump.
Been there.
But they only had pictures of the outside. So what is that appraiser going to do when they see that building?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to look at it and go, that looks like a pretty nice quality product to me. Inside was junk, but they didn't know that. And they're probably not going to do that extra step of research.
No, exactly. All right. We got 3 more. See where we go. Are people still having to waive inspections and appraisals, or are those coming back?
Appraisals, I don't think so. On the single family side, appraisals were one of those, hey, we'll pay up to 20,000 delta. So appraisers will still happen.
So they're going over. Okay.
They are. Yep. They are going over price. On the multi stuff, so as a pro who's done this for 20 years now, I still waive inspection.
Yep.
I still waive inspection if I've walked the property and I feel comfortable with it. Because quite frankly, somebody else walking through it is not going to, there's such a slim chance they're going to find something I missed.
Yeah.
Because I'll spend a couple hours walking through property myself.
Okay. All right.
With a flashlight and stuff. So I would say buyers stop waiving inspections and appraisals. That wasn't really hugely a thing for us. So I would say that one I'd leave blank with no one rental.
Yep. You got it. Yep. How about sellers are being forced to drop to meet appraisals? What I'm seeing in lots of markets is, hey, it appraised at 290, you were paying 300. Either you come up with the 10 grand or I'm going to relist it. Is that, I think what will eventually happen is sellers will drop to 290 and just close the deal.
Yeah. So what I saw on one building that I had my eye on for a long time, it went under 3 times.
Okay.
All 3 times it didn't, or all 2 out of the 3, it didn't appraise out and there was no remedy. They were that far apart.
Okay.
So in that particular case, that person has stuck to their guns.
Yeah. Just relisted.
And they just keep on, it just keeps on getting relisted. So far I haven't seen anything dropping. Right. I think there's still that euphoria with everybody that's selling, saying, that bank is just wrong.
Yeah. We'll do it again.
Yeah. We'll do it again. Go again.
There you go. All right. Then the last one, I don't know if you have a lot of new construction, but if you do, I mean, there will be a time where releases were selling out at a weekend. That's going to slow down. But I don't know what's happening in your area.
Not a lot of new construction happening. And the main thing for that was not even the prices of materials. The main thing for that was labor. Labor was the bigger issue there than materials was.
Yeah.
And so most of the stuff that's going up around us as far as houses go, they're not full developments. They're actually kind of onesie twosies,
Yeah. Infill lot. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll leave that there. So again, this is good, right? Of the
Yeah.
few markets that I've done, so far you have the most signs that the market is changing, right? A couple of markets we've been in, there's been one or two, but that, this is, again, people talk nationally.
Yeah.
But it is very hyper local. And that's why I keep pushing people to do the work, right? Do the work, get your buy box, focus, look at it daily. And who cares? Even if your market's like mine, Fresno, where there's a million things, if your market is one zip code, your market could be different than the overall market, right? So,
yeah,
do the work, track it, look every day, and you're going to see these subtle changes, right?
100%. I mean, and you're going to completely miss the trend if you're not doing it every single day. And there was one property. So one property that I actually bought, it started off on the market at I think it was 229. And it was a foreclosure. And so it started on the market at 229 and it had been on the market and had 4 price reductions. And so it eventually hit 169. People were still going to look at it, but nobody would do it. Nobody would do it. So I said to my broker, I go, you know what? There's an asset manager on the other side of this. He is not thrilled with holding this piece of garbage property. It's the bane of his existence. It's been on there for 6 months. He's like, we just got to get out of this thing. I said, I'm putting myself in his shoes saying, hey, okay, just bring me someone that can fog a mirror where I know we're going to close and just give me a number. Like,
right.
So we actually we made an offer on that at their list price was 169. We actually made an offer on that for 100K. And they countered at 140.
There you go.
And I was like, that's a massive reduction. Now, honestly, would have loved taking it for 140, but there was more there. And so when it was all said and done, we finished just shy of 130.
There you go.
And we're closing. And so I got a 25% discount off of their lowest market price.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, again, something to think about when and if foreclosures come back is there is an asset manager on the other side, and realize being an asset manager with an asset that's been there 6 months, they're being hit with city fines. They're having to pay for lawn care, and they're probably having to fix being broken into, right? Once it gets known as that property, lots of problems come. So
tax accrual in New Hampshire is crazy. Tax accrual, because you can be looking at like this particular house is $420 a month in taxes.
Wow.
That they're accruing.
That's
so
crazy.
6 months, that cost them $2,600, in the almost 6 months that they carried it.
Yeah. So folks, in the end of the day, I took the time to create this simple, do the work bingo sheet. I've added it to the free course link below. I suggest you start doing the work in your market and see how many little purple houses you put over your market, because that will be a sign at how fast your market is changing. And they will all change. They will just change at different rates and start at different times. So how can people find you, Matt?
They can find me on lumberjacklandlord.com and Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube. And one of the quick thing too, Mike, is that if they're out on a Saturday, look and see what the open houses are and that fit their box. Look at what those open houses are and just show up.
Yes.
Show up and take a look, because
talk to the agent, ask questions.
Yes, exactly. Hey, when did you post this? Hey, how many calls did you get? Because I can tell you, there were a lot of these places that were like, oh my word, we couldn't even answer all the phone calls. We literally just changed the message on the voicemail and said, just show up.
Yeah.
And it was like, and so now I think that number is drastically dwindling certainly on a lot of these 2 to 4 multi.
Yeah. I mean, seeing that a lot in my market, and actually what agents are, I don't know if it's hope. It's probably hope, but a lot of them are saying people are just taking the month off to travel. They're vacationing. It could be, right? They were buyer fatigue, couldn't get anything. Screw it. We're going to go travel for 30 days. We'll visit this later. So again, talk to the agents, go in there. You can even look at their little sign-in sheet, see how many people showed up. It's pretty amazing.
Exactly. Good tip.
There you go. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.